Hey y'all, welcome back to A Soulful Tea. And on this episode, I want to talk about how I got ghosted. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So I can laugh about it now, but when it was happening, I was like mind blown. Like, is this really what dating is all about? So just a little background story. From 2015 to 2018, I was in a relationship, a committed monogamous relationship, and things just didn't work out. Sometimes people are not compatible, and we decided to go separate ways. So in 2019, I just really focused on myself, focused on my career, focused on healing, doing a lot of internal work, shadow work, and was just taking the time to just get back to it just being me. 2020 came, and I was like, I'm gonna give love another try because I love love, and I decided to download Bumble. So I started talking to this guy, and we was talking for like 3 weeks. And we finally met up. His schedule, he worked overnight, and I was working as a teacher and tutoring, and our schedule just clashed. So eventually, we both had a Saturday off. We was free. We decided to link up. And we met up at this wine bar in Uptown. Some people call it Uptown, depending on where you're coming from. Some people call it downtown. Where I was coming from, I would call it Uptown because I was on like the east side. Let's get to it. So we met, and I was excited, and he was cute, and there was chemistry, and so I walk in and I see him sitting in the corner. It was a beautiful wine place. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was beautiful. Like, they had mirrors literally all around. Then in the middle it was like a bar, and they served like appetizers. And he had ordered red wine. I don't drink red wine anymore because it gives me this really bad headache. So I decided to order me some white wine. Conversation was good. He was smiling. I was smiling. I could feel like there was a connection. So I was like, okay. 15 minutes into the conversation, he's like, hey, I'm going to go to the restroom. And I'm like, okay. So like, I could see everything that was happening behind me because of the mirrors. So he goes to the bathroom, and I started like scrolling through my phone. I'm excited. I'm feeling pretty. I'm like, whew. Everything was flowing. Like, everything was smooth. It didn't feel forced. We were good. 5 minutes went by. I was like, okay, maybe he got a poop. Maybe he ate some bad food. Maybe he got a poop. 10 minutes went by, and I'm scrolling through my phone, but I'm looking in the mirror, right? About 15 minutes go by, and I see him leave out the door. Like, he just left out the door. And I was like in shock. I was just like, is this really happening right now? Like, I felt like it was not my reality. Like, this was a dream. I felt like this was a dream. So the waitress comes, and she's like, did your date leave you? And I was like, yeah, maybe he's going to his car to get his wallet or something. I was so confused, y'all. I didn't know what to do. She said she left, And then she came back and she was like, I think he left. And I was like, wow. I was like, all right, I'm going to pay for this. But internally, I can't even front like I was hurt. I was like, yo, like everything was good. Like, what happened? And the waitress was like, that's just trifling. Like, she was like, people nowadays, I don't know what goes on in their minds, but that's just trifling. And I was still like in shock. I was just like, just shaking my head. She was like, so where did you meet him? And I was like, I met him on Bumble. She was like, it seemed like everything was good. Like y'all was sitting over there smiling and happy. And I was like, I thought everything was going good too. She was like, don't even worry about it. She was like, because you're beautiful and he ain't gonna be the last guy that you meet. Like basically trying to like pump me up. She was a black girl, pump me up. But I was still like in shock, y'all. So I walk out embarrassed and I get to my car and I sat in my car for about 5 minutes and I'm like, did this really just happen to me? Like, what, did I do something wrong? But then I started to pump myself up. I was like, girl, you are amazing. You are wonderful. You are awesome. You are intelligent. You are bright. You are beautiful. I was like, don't sweat over that. And I'm like, it ain't me. Like maybe the universe is protecting me. Maybe the universe is allowing me to dodge this bullet. No telling what this man had going on. Maybe he couldn't pay the bill, right? And he wasn't man enough to say, hey, I don't have enough cash. Can you cover the bill? Maybe he was battling with some internal conflicts, right? So sometimes we have to not blame ourselves and look at it as maybe they're the problem and I'm not the problem and the universe is protecting me. I did not text him. I didn't call him. I didn't need a response. It was just block on everything, protecting my peace. Because when people don't respect your time and your energy, they no longer should have access to you. So thank you so much for tuning in to A Soulful Tea, and I'll talk to you all on the next episode. Peace.